If you're over 60 and spending hours neatly arranging things you'll never use again, you're not decluttering, you're making it 10 times harder than it needs to be. Today, I'm breaking down the 7 biggest time wasters that keep seniors stuck in clutter. Millions fall into these exact same traps. Number 3 actually creates more clutter, not less. And the final one changes the way you think about letting go forever. Quick question before we start. Have you ever spent a whole weekend decluttering only to look around and realize nothing really changed? Welcome back to the Seniors Decluttering Diaries, where we help you create the life you deserve after 60. I've worked with thousands of older adults on this journey, and I keep seeing the same mistakes again and again. They don't just slow you down, they keep you trapped for months, sometimes years. So today, I'll show you the 7 most useless decluttering habits, why they waste your time, and what to do instead. These shifts can cut your effort in half and double your results. And I've saved the most surprising tip for the very end. If you've ever felt like decluttering takes too long or drains your energy, hit that like button now. It helps more seniors discover these strategies. And make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss what's coming next. 1. Organizing before you decide what to keep. This is the most common trap. Seniors spend hours folding clothes, stacking books, and lining up little objects that they're not even sure they want. My client Maria spent 3 months in her craft room arranging fabric, ribbons, and buttons into neat little bins. It looked gorgeous, except she hadn't touched a craft project in 5 years. She'd been organizing instead of deciding. That's why she never made progress. It feels productive, but it's really just pretty clutter. Here's the fix. Decisions first, organization later. If something doesn't serve your life today, don't waste another minute folding or labeling it. Only organize what you truly plan to keep. That one mindset shift can cut your effort in half. 2. Obsessing over the perfect donation home. I've seen people spend more time researching where to donate an item than they did when buying it. James, a retired teacher, had an entire garage of boxes labeled Research Donation Options. Textbooks for the right school, old appliances for the right family, broken electronics for someone handy. He spent months searching for ideal matches while his wife couldn't even park in the garage. The truth is, donation centers already have systems for sorting and redistributing. Your job isn't to find a soulmate for every belonging. Your job is to clear space in your home. Choose 3 donation outlets in your area. 1 general, 1 specialized, 1 local. That's it. Everything goes there. Unless an item is worth serious money, stop researching and start releasing. 3. Building just-in-case storage systems. This one actually makes clutter worse. I walked into a basement where Sarah had built a miniature store, bins for birthday wrap, shelves for maybe read again books, boxes for if I lose weight clothes. She spent 2 years and hundreds of dollars on storage, but never used 80% of it. The problem is fear. What if I need this someday feels safer than letting go? But most someday items never come in handy, and meanwhile, they drain your space and mental energy. The rule is simple. If you haven't used it in 2 years, odds are you won't. Keep essentials, seasonal items you truly use, and meaningful keepsakes. The rest is just future anxiety in a box. 4. Re-decluttering the same space over and over. I call this decluttering Groundhog Day. You clear the closet, shuffle things around, but don't make hard decisions. Months later, you're back at the same closet, touching the same objects, having the same debates. The more often you handle something without deciding, the harder it gets to let go. That's psychology. Familiarity breeds attachment. Break the cycle with one-time decisions. Pick it up, ask, do I love it? Do I use it? Does it fit my life today? Then Either keep or release. No endless maybe piles. If you truly can't decide, put it in a dated box. If you don't need it in 6 months, it goes. 5. Clinging to expensive items you no longer use. This is the sunk cost trap. Catherine had an $8,000 dining set gathering dust because it cost too much to give away. She hadn't hosted dinner in years, yet it took up half her dining room. The reality is, the money is gone whether you keep it or not. What you're paying now is the cost of stress, guilt, and lost space. Ask yourself, which is more valuable, the unused item or the freedom you'd gain by letting it go? Often the best way to honor an expensive purchase is to let it be useful in someone else's life instead of rotting in yours. 6. Creating too many sorting categories. Some people turn decluttering into a librarian-level cataloging system. One client had 20 book categories in her living room. The house looked more like a warehouse than a home. The truth is, categories don't equal progress. They just delay the real question. Do I want this in my life? Keep it simple. 5 categories maximum. Keep, donate, trash, sell if you'll actually list it within 30 days, and relocate. That's it. The rest is wasted effort. 7. Feeling guilty about past purchases. This is the most exhausting trap of all. Walter once held a bread maker and spent 20 minutes telling me how excited he'd been when he bought it and how guilty he felt for barely using it. He wasn't decluttering. He was reliving his disappointment. That guilt keeps so many people trapped. But here's what matters. You're not the same person you were when you bought those things. Your needs and interests have changed. That doesn't mean the purchase was a mistake. It means it served its purpose, and that chapter is over. Instead of asking, why did I buy this? Ask, what is keeping this costing me today? That's the only question that matters. Now, picture your home once you stop wasting time on these 7 habits. No more endless organizing, research, or guilt. No more cycling through the same closets or drowning in categories. Just clear decisions and real progress. That's the shift from being a clutter manager to being a decision maker. And when you get there, your space feels lighter, your mind feels clearer, and you finally get your time back. If this resonated with you, hit like and share it with someone else who's struggling with clutter. Then pick just one of these traps you know you're guilty of. Avoid it in your next decluttering session and let me know in the comments how it feels to skip it.